bass drop. Back once again.
Beep, beep. What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World. It's Saturday, and I got about an hour to work on our little start to finish here. And we're going to continue it today, guys. So last time we actually made a huge amount of progress on our bass and our lead. So the lead, we're almost done with it. I'm just going to do a couple of more little things. I've gotten rid of the plate reverb that I added there because it was just too messy. And I'm going to find a better reverb that hopefully suits it. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the lead. I'm going to boost a bit here just to give it a bit more higher harmonic. A little bit of air, as they would say.
Once again.
Okay, and then we're gonna be done with that there. Okay, and then from there, let's see. We're gonna try adding an OTT to the lead, just because I feel like it might be a bit too dynamic full, even though we have saturated it countless of times. There's still a bit of dynamics to it, so we're gonna squash it just a little bit more, as that is the sound that most of these guys have in their tracks, and the OTT is the only thing that I know of that can give us that sound. So we're gonna add it a bit just to see how it sounds live.
Once again. Once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Once again.
The thing I don't like about it is that it's really bringing out frequencies that are very questionable for me. Let's see, is there anything we can do to kind of counteract that? It's getting rid of lows we don't need. Okay, so the OTT, it's doing downwards and upwards compression. So the upwards actually comes from this area here, the green, and the red is downwards, which is standard compression. I'm just looking to see if I can pull back on it.
Once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Once again.
Okay, from there, let's work a little bit on everything else. So we do have a kick. So I'm going to see if we can mess with it just a little bit more. We do have the LFO tool just to look at the response of it. So we're going to see if maybe we can mess with that. I was thinking about adding like a decapitator or something on it just to saturate it a little bit more. I watched this interview with this guy. I like to read a lot of stuff from like Computer Music Magazine, just online, and interviews with like mastering and mixing engineers, just to get ideas of cool new things to try. You know, that's the thing with music production. You always have to be trying new things, learning new things, and then you keep what you like. So I think a little bit of saturation on the kick would not hurt to just amp it up a little bit more. The thing and the key is not to overdo it where we make it sound like a big room kick. And also, again, we don't want volume to be a huge indicator of, oh, if it's doing anything. So we're looking at the dynamics of the kick there. You can see there's a lot of dynamics to the kick. It hits and it goes back down really fast. So the saturation is bringing some of that quiet part out a little bit more, as you can see there. So I think that's good. We're gonna see if we can maybe see.
Once again.
Okay, so most important thing for me is the kick and the bass.
Once again. Motherfucking. Once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Once again.
I'm just compressing the kick just to see if it does anything good for us, and then that we're getting rid of these EQs that we don't really need.
Once again, back. Once again, back. Motherfucking back. Once again, bass drop. Back.
Okay, so I'm liking the way the kick and bass are sounding. This does a lot for the kick. Gonna oversample that. Awesome. Okay, let's work on the drums a bit. Just, you know, again, we're gonna spice them up as well. And also maybe level them just a bit better if we can. Okay. Okay, so a couple of things to talk about that I forgot, and I feel like in this series I need to be better at like doing stuff and explaining it to you guys because I know you're watching it for this reason. First off, I decided to saturate the kick, not because I usually do it, but because I saw an interview that I read where this guy literally saturates everything. He says you can literally saturate everything. The key is obviously with the saturation is you don't want to push it to that point where you start getting distortion. And you know you're oversaturated when you start getting that distortion. So again, I've been using the black box because I bought it from Plugin Alliance on sale for $50. It's fucking amazing. I love what it does to the sound. And again, just because I'm using it doesn't mean you need it. I mean, you could use the Ableton Saturator or the Decapitator from Soundtools if you bought the bundle, which again, that bundle is amazing as well. But again, you know, I like it because it's simplistic. You know, there's not a lot of finicking to do. It has a distinct sound that if I want, I go for. So I love plugins like that because I feel like, you know, just having something like Pro C2 with so many damn options, it can either be really good if you know how to use it, but again, if you're more of a producer and you're kind of, okay, I know a bit of mixing, but not to that extent, then it can become a little overwhelming and you also doubt yourself a lot. So again, that's why I kind of go for those plugins. Now, the reason I decided to compress the kick again is because I felt like, okay, we added a huge amount of power to the kick, but at the same time, the dynamics just felt a little untamed. So we did a bit of compression on the kick. Now, usually when you compress the kick, you have to have a purpose of doing it. For me, I wanted it to sound punchier while still maintaining fatness. So that's why I gave it a bit of attack at 65.90, the release at 89. The idea of the release here is the fact that you don't want the compressor to clamp down. The release is going to essentially tell the compressor to let go of the hold on the gain reduction because you're losing volume, and how long it takes to go from, let's say, 7 gain reduction all the way back to 0, your original volume. Obviously, if we have a kick that's hitting every 1/4, we don't want a really fast release because that's going to keep our kick all the way down there. For instance, here I'm going to make it fast. It never goes back up to that 0 dB, so that's why the release goes there. And whenever you're compressing a sound, your release, that's the way you want it. For instance, if you compress a pad, you probably want a longer release because you don't want to hear the sound slowly get loud all of a sudden on the pad. So we want it to be longer. On a piano, same thing. So you want to be kind of, again, when you're doing this stuff, you want to have purpose with it. So, holy shit, where did I have my thing? I think I fucked it up. Wait, we're going to bring it back to where it was. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm liking the way that kick is sounding. That's fucking great for me. Again, you know, right now I'm just going with the flow, trying to make things sound good. But at the end of the day, if in the master I push it and that kick is causing issues, it's just too punchy, then I might have to retract that. So we'll see how it goes because at the end of the day, the master is going to have a big say on that as well. Okay, but again, as you know, I have ozone here just for loudness. and a bit of compression. But again, you know, a good mix goes into a good master. So if you have a really good fucking mix down, you should be just making your track loud in the mastering portion of it. There are other things we can do, which you'll see once we reach that. But as of now, we're just trying to amp up some stuff. Okay, so let's go with the drums now. Now I notice here I have these automations, which I think are not doing anything for the drums. They're just there, so I'm gonna delete them. They just happen to go by on accident every time. So yeah, now we can. Okay, so this tom, we're gonna mess with it a bit. So again, we're just gonna play the. We're gonna get rid of the lead and just play the everything else. Okay, there's a bit of the
motherfucking bass drop. Back once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Back.
I can't really hear the toms, so I'm gonna bring them up a bit more. I am going to put a sidechain on them just in case for some reason the tom is hitting with the kick. There should be no excuse for it to hit with the kick though, because the tom usually goes where the kick is not. But again, if there's a part of the kick there, I definitely want to move it out of the way because you can see how the tom is EQ'd. So we're going to go there. Okay, the other thing is you can see it's hitting at 88. So the only other issue that tom might be fighting with would probably be the bass. So we're going to try and get those guys a little, yeah, we're going to try and get them soloed. Okay. So. We can see it's hitting at 215, so we're going to look at the bass just to see where the bass is landing in terms of frequency. I'll put an EQ just... Okay, should be no problem.
Once again.
Okay, let's see.
Back once again, put that back once again, put that motherfucking bass drop. Back once again.
My thing is this tom, I want to see where I can play.
Bass drop, 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 bass drop. Bass drop. Back once again. Back.
I'm gonna put these claps together into a bus. They are layered, that's why. So we're gonna play them over here, and we're just gonna. You can hear the difference.
Back once again. Back once again. Back once again. Back motherfucking bass drop.
I love that part. That shit sounds big and massive and juicy, which is what we want. Okay, now here we have. Okay, so we have that drum loop we've used. But it also has a clap in it. So they are, that's a little questionable.
Once again.
We'll see what we do with it. Okay, so that clap's widening. I like it because it's wide, so it's adding like a little bit of a wide vibe to the clap. But we're gonna EQ out the lows, obviously. We're gonna play around with the trance. Make it tight.
Back once again. Back once again. Back once again.
Checking my span, make sure I'm not getting carried away with the high.
Back once again. Back.
Okay, that seems fine. And then let's check out the big open hat. Yeah, we're gonna have to EQ that bitch.
Back once again. Back once again.
I'm gonna also maybe compress it just a bit. Now, individually compressing a drum, there's only one reason you would want to do that, and that is to control dynamics on it. Now, again, when I'm talking about dynamics, I'm talking about this. For instance, you can use the fade and get the same vibe as a compressor would. That's the thing. When you're compressing drums, you're shaping them. You're shaping the attack. Let's say you go with a compressor here and you decide, you know what, I'm gonna here, let me see if I can clip volume there. I'm gonna put a compressor with a very low attack with a high release. What you're doing there is that you're gonna essentially duck the volume of the initial part really fast, and then the release controls how long it takes for us to go back to max volume. So if we do that to this, you can kind of no, that's the release on the compressor though. Let's go to the volume. There we go. So if you do check it out. If you do that, essentially you're doing that, and if you give it a long release, you can eventually make it sound like that. That's like overly done. However, you can also make it sound punchier because you can be like, you know what, I'm going to allow this first part of it to stay loud, but then after that, it's going to compress. Now, depending on the attack, this is going to be the attack portion of the compression. So if I decide to do that, let's say, and then have it like this, you can essentially make it sound punchier as well. However, there's much more to compressors as well because a lot of them also have a certain flavor. So again, you can control dynamics with it, which I want to kind of make this a little punchier. So that's what I'm going to do. Around there. Again, the release, all it has to deal with is you want to make sure that this goes back to normal volume before it hits the next one. You can kind of see we're clipping a bit, so we're going to gain stage down. Still not punchy enough. Hard. Okay, maybe a little bit more release. You can kind of see we're not going back. Okay, happy with that. Okay, so we got all of our drums pretty much handled except this. We're gonna see how we mess with. Okay, now if there's that noise, we're gonna get rid of it. It's very important that you guys understand sound design to a little extent. If you want to get rid of something, like for instance that white noise, just make sure you can do that. There is a mod for it here in the sound pack, by the way, but we're just gonna go with. Now instead of compressing, I can make this tighter by doing this. From there. Awesome. Okay, from there, it's time to mess with the drum bus. Okay. So I'm gonna compress with the Vertigo VSE2, which is one of my favorite drum compressors. It's just too fucking good. And the idea of compressing the drums, again, it all comes down to dynamics on them. You know, if you've ever had a drum vibe and something sounds too loud, like a clap or something, and you try and level it, but you never get that tight vibe on it, that's when, again, this is gonna kind of save you a bit. So we're gonna try and mess around here till we get something that we like. Again, we're going to be looking at our volume. Here we're clamping down and you can see that sounds like shit because we're killing our dynamics, so we don't want to do that. Let's see if we can saturate a bit as well. Man, I can go deaf just. I don't know. I don't like that tom being that fucking wide. That's just me, man. So I'm gonna fucking collapse the. Without reverb, it sounds weird, but it actually sounds decent. That's the thing. It's just lacking like that atmosphere on it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have the kick.
Fucking bass drop. Back once again.
Yeah, that tom is just sticking out too much now. So we're gonna maybe...
Fucking bass drop. Back once again. Back.
Usually when you want to push stuff to the back of the mix, you use like a low pass on it to cut some of the highs.
Fucking bass drop. Back once again. Back.
I like that effect. We're just gonna delete volume a bit lower.
Back.
Also EQ it because there's just too much mid-lows.
Back. Back. Once again. Back. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that motherfucking bass drop. Back. Once again. Back. Motherfucking. Back. Motherfucking bass drop. Back. Once again. Back. Once again.
Okay, cool. I'm liking the way it's sounding. The thing is that we're just missing a bit of reverb on the lead, but the key thing, guys, is that you need to make it sound good without reverb and delay. If it sounds good from there, adding those, it will just be like an extra polish on it. Also, I feel like some of these effects need to come out a little bit more, but yeah, we got a couple of more minutes I can probably work, so let's see if we can add anything else to this. So we are being break idea now on the build up.
Back once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass. Motherfucking. Motherfucking bass drop.
Probably need like transition on that guy to make it sound a little bigger. So again, you know, Endless Smile, just because I'm too lazy to play. It's because the thing is, Endless Smile has a sound that I kind of like for it. So I just like, it's easy to kind of just go and do it, you know, like just fucking like do this.
Bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop. Fucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop.
Oh fuck, we're gonna have to work on that guy next time.
Motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop.
Too high, my man. Too fucking high on that Endless Smile. Why did I do that?
Motherfucking bass. Motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop. Once again.
I'm gonna add the build up in the, because I think that's all drums as well.
Motherfucking bass drop.
I need to add it in the drum group as well.
Back once again. Back once again. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that motherfucking bass drop. Back once again. Back once again. Back once again. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that motherfucking bass drop. Back once again. Bass drop. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Back once again. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that motherfucking bass. Back once again. Back motherfucking.
I'm gonna push it to how loud it needs to be, just for fun, and I'm gonna end the video. I just want to see how the work we've done on the drop sounds like. So I need the AB, man. Where's that shit at? Just to tell me my loudness. Just go to the loudness part. sounding good. There's just reverb lacking. I'm gonna put a glue on the effects just to control some stuff. Get a little
Fucking bass drop. Fucking bass drop. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Back once again. Put that back once again. Put that back once again. Put that motherfucking bass drop. Back once again. Back motherfucking.
All right, I'm gonna add a CLA compressor to my vocals, or the L2A. One of the best for vocals, by the way, so that's why I use it. Again, not a lot of finicky stuff with it. It's more about, again, it has a distinct sound that people go to it for a reason. So that's the VC2A. So I'm using the Native Instruments one. I ditched all the wave stuff I had. I felt like it was just too So I'm trying to use other stuff for fun. So we're just gonna mess with this here a bit. So
Motherfucking bass drop.
now the reason I'm compressing the vocals is because if you look at the dynamics of them, really loud, medium quiet, medium quiet, medium quiet, medium, really loud. So I want more consistency in the vocal.
Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once back once again for that Mac. Once again back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac.
You can see that. So now
Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again. Back once again.
let's get rid of all this.
Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again.
I don't want this to be a volume thing again, so that's why I'm looking at this guy.
Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again.
Vocal on the drop now, so we're gonna have to subtract a couple of things down. Something might be too loud, but I just want to see how it sounds like.
Back once again. Motherfucking bass drop. Back once again for that motherfucking bass drop. Motherfucking bass drop. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again. Back once again for that Mac. Once again for that Mac. Once again for that motherfucking bass drop. Back once again. Back motherfucking back.
Okay, cool. All right, guys, so I'm going to end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this gives you some new ideas on how to mix your own tracks and what to try out and how to have fun. Again, this is just my approach to it and how I've learned to do it. And as you can see, while the idea for me, it's better than average, but you can see how just having a good mix just amps up the energy in the track. Like, it just feels like, whoa, you know, you started from something that sounded kind of okay-ish to like, whoa, this is sounding pretty good now. That's why you should always, if you feel like there's any potential in a track, follow it all the way through, because not every track doesn't start off sounding like pro. Again, you got to work towards it. So again, what I like about this series for me is the fact that it forces me to do these things for you guys, even though this is not a genre I produce regularly, but at least I can show you guys my thought process behind how I approach stuff. The only difference between this genre and the other stuff I'm making, which is more chill, is the fact that this requires a bit more processing and, of course, a little bit more of aggressive mixing. But other than that, it's still the same old, different arrangement and whatnot. But we'll continue this next time, guys. You guys take care, and I'll catch you guys next time. If you want to support the channel, make sure to check out the stamped pack that we've done called Destination, my collab with the production school, and see you guys later.